mead, and the other trailing a red lotus. Go on to the next slide.
So we have the next Dhyana Sloka from the Lalita Sahasranama. Arunam karuna tarangitakshim dhrutapashangusha pushpabhana chapam imadhivirabhrutha mayukai rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavanim.
I meditate on the great empress. She is red in color, and her eyes are full of compassion, and holds the noose, the gourd, and bow and flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as anima for rays, and she is the self within me.
So Devi, the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, Parashakti, is the cosmic mother, and it is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She source where the Big Bang and black holes goes on. So Parashakti is the source. She is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power from which all of us came, in which all of us are even now, and in which all of us are literally going to merge.
Yes, Devi Parashakti is the embodiment of the cosmic feminine consciousness, and out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the form of the Nijhavatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And she is gracing us, answering all our questions, and attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself.
Yes. So in the words of Parashakti herself on the 12th of May, during the Akashic getting revelation, Parashakti herself has revealed about her. So she has said, rising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Hrinkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is in Kailasa Sripura Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as a part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda. I took Nija Avatara here to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, the Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandra Mauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samraja Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi taking the form of Nithyananda. I came here as Nija Avatara. With great compassion, I am blessing, people to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda and I came down as Nija Avatara.
Yes, continuing on, Parashakti reveals, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras, filled as the gotras of the seven rishis, expanding as 8 directions, existing as 9 grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, creating all worlds, bringing to life, and to tell and make truth blossom in the world, and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, is in the form of Nithyananda. I came to bless every one of you.
Yes. So now let us understand how to receive Parashakti. So literally you're seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti right in front of your screen when you're having her darshan. So she is actually literally present. So let us always receive her with the very traditional dakshina. So the traditional way of receiving her in the form of a tambulam before we have her darshan is keep 2 betel leaves, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin right in front of the screen. So, and have the beautiful darshan of Parashakti and traditionally receive her with the dakshina. So, if you see the traditional dakshina, it can be offered in the form of coin. So, in Hindu tradition, it can be of any lowest value. For example, in Indian money, it can be even 1 paise, and in US, it can be even 1 cent. So, beautifully, Bhagavan himself has said that this is a beautiful way of connecting to Parashakti and always feel connected with her and drop your unconscious thought current of taking Devi Parashakti for granted.
Yes, so now we will be understanding how to set up the tambulam, which is the traditional way that all of the Hindus are offering our gratitude to the divine cosmic being. When the divine cosmic beings grace us on planet Earth, and even to all of the guests, everyone. This is a traditional offering that we make as we believe that everyone is God. So it's called the tambulam, and in the tambulam we have the betel nut and betel leaves. We also have coconut and fruits, flowers, the small vastram and bangles. So all of these are different items that we all put into the plate of the tambulam offering, and we offer it to Devi Parashakti and everyone, anyone, any divine cosmic being, even our guests whom we see as God, everyone in the Hindu tradition. So during this Devi Parashakti Akashic reading, you can offer this tambulam as a part of your as a part of the whole process and make it a very deep, spiritual, intimate process for you to experience super conscious breakthrough.
Yes. So this is how the tambulam needs to be set up when you are waiting to receive Parashakti and have her darshan. So you can take a plate and arrange 2 betel leaves with 1 banana and 1 betel nut, and the traditional dakshina on coin can be set up, and you can receive her with deep love and devotion, waiting for her to have her darshan. Yes. So with that, we'll be moving on and learning more about what are Akashic records. So many of us would have so many doubts about Akashic records. So let us now understand more about Akashic records and what can we ask in an Akashic reading session and how to benefit from an Akashic reading session.
Yes, there are many things that are so beautiful, so wonderful about the Akashic reading during the Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshan, where literally Devi Parashakti herself is
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your 3 eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, let's start with understanding what are Akashic records. Akashic records created in space are created records created in space, and whatever has happened in time is there as a file. Nothing can be destroyed. Please understand that all of our emotions, plans, actions, thoughts, and everything is all stored in the Akashic records and our cosmic archives of everything happening and will happen.
Yes. So let us understand the definition of Akashic records. So Akashic records are the verbal, the visual, the 5-dimensional document. So whatever is happening is continuously getting recorded. So all the information collected from all of your works in your HDH. So you can access some of them just to understand. So not to waste time doing the same things again and again. So just to understand, you can access some of the records and understand why is it happening at the moment of your life. Yes. So Akashic reading is not a prediction. It is a reading from the cosmic archives. So there is no such thing as past, present, and future. So beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. So in the dimension of time starts the present, past, and the future. So in Akashic records, there is nothing called past, present, and future, and that is why whatever has happened and whatever is happening and whatever is yet to happen is clearly already recorded. Yes, you can go ahead.
Now let's understand about how the Akashic readings are a way for enlightenment. Now, first of all, understand this. Nobody has a right to comment on these readings. Nobody has a right to manipulate the readings. Nobody has a right to interpret them in any way that they feel. For anybody to live in tune with the cosmos and Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment, this is a special practice. Other than listening to these great readings again and again, you don't need anything else. When you listen to these great readings, naturally, your negative logic is penetrated, broken, and these great truths settle in your inner space, and they make you live enlightenment.
Yes. So only an avatar can decode the Akashic records. So as an avatar of Paramashivoham, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has graced the humanity with the blessings and darshan in the form of Devi Parashakti, revealing all the answers to the yearning of the seekers as solutions, breakthroughs, and liberating the humanity from pain and suffering. So, literally, whatever question you're asking and any answer that is revealed by Parashakti is not just an answer, but it is a karmic breakthrough which you're receiving directly from Parashakti. So, next we have the Shastra Pramana, and we'll be chanting the verse from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, the Dharana 61, Sutra 84. Akasham vimalam pashyan krutva drishtim nirantaram Shabdhatma tat kshanat devi bhairavam vapurapnuyat.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, looking at the spotless, infinite, etheric space, Akasha, beyond the sky and clouds, one should fix one gaze from the third eye without blinking continuously and make the body and inner space steady and motionless. In that very moment, O Devi, one attains nature and powers of infinite space, Bhairava.
So we'll move on to the Apta Pramana, the reference from the Hindu Purana Mahabharata for the Akashic record. So it beautifully narrates that the story of great sage Maitreya, who literally reveals and accesses the Akashic records of the secrets of the birth of Vidura in human form, and he literally gives reasons why he was suffering. So sage Maitreya, he accesses the Akashic records and told Vidura he was not an ordinary man, but in fact an incarnation of Yamaraja, the Lord of Death. So he was to play the part of a so-called Sudra for at least 100 years because he was cursed by a Muni called Dukkha Muni. So this is the reference for the Akashic records from the Purana Mahabharata.
Now, let's understand the benefits and what you can get out of this program. Now, of course, the benefits are innumerable, literally countless and so tremendous. But in summary, what you will be understanding from these Akashic records, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained really beautifully, all the information you collected from your births is in your DNA. You can access some of them just to understand and not to waste time doing the same thing again and again. Accessing the DNA code, reading the Akashic records will be useful for you to be liberated from the default future, bringing an end to binding cognitions, leading and known suffering, and leading you to experience enlightenment.
So only an avatar can alter the Akashic records. If you see, we had the power demonstration session by adolescents, but the initiated adolescents can view the Akashic. However, only an incarnation can alter, he can edit, upgrade, and literally change the Akashic records. So during the darshan and the diksha, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he blesses, literally upgrades the Akashic records as per the prayers of the devotees and the disciples.
Now, as I said before, the benefits and what you can get from the Akashic record is a innumerable, countless, and unmeasurable thing that's going to happen in your life. But the most accurate, unbiased answer to any question about your life, destiny, your purpose, or your everyday part of your life is what you can understand from these Akashic readings. In summary, you can be spiritually healed of physical and emotional problems with just one look or word. You can understand the reasons behind your life's happenings. You can receive blessings to fulfill your right desires, and you can get the clarity to redesign your future entirely. So this brings us to a conclusion to the introduction to Akashic reading, what you will be understanding from Akashic reading, what are the Akashic readings today, and how that is going to be happening. We'll also, in the next segment, we'll be understanding. Now that we have understood what is Akashic reading, we'll now get to know how we can ask our questions. If you have a question, some kind of boon that you would like to ask Devi Parashakti, a request, a prayer that you're deeply yearning for, this is your opportunity. This is the grace that Devi Parashakti has given. So after a very quick break, we'll come back and we'll give these instructions and guidance on how we can ask our question. Thank you. We'll be right back with you shortly.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa? Listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanyapitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy. By the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanyapitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is
Yes, Nithyanandam, to all of the viewers, after that very quick break, we were just introduced to what is Akashic reading, how do we benefit, what really we can understand, how do we manifest a breakthrough from Akashic reading. Now let us understand how we can ask our questions or prayers, request Devi Parashakti for her grace in our lives. So we will now just be going through a short set of slides in order to give you instructions and guidance on how you can interact, have your cosmic experience with the divine. So first and foremost, if you go to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism YouTube channel, you can go and press join. You can say you can just on the join button. You can see that on our live feed, if you're looking and watching the live feed from YouTube right now, you'll be able to see the join button. Go there to click and join for your membership. After that, you can go to the live feed once again and start asking your questions, interacting in the chat. And for all members who are members of our YouTube channel, you can come to this chat even to ask during the power manifestation if you'd like a body scanning, or if you'd like to ask any questions, or if you'd like remote vision, or these kinds of really beautiful blessings of interacting with the Nityananda Gurukul Balasans. And also, of course, now during the Devi Parashakti reading, asking your question to Devi Parashakti. So the YouTube channel is one channel for you to go and follow on our YouTube channel, on Kailasa's Nithyananda YouTube channel, with more than 5,000 videos on the YouTube channel, with so many different discourses, spiritual cliques and satsangs from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And of course, it is your channel to interact, to relate with the cosmic beings. The next slide, please.
Yes. So the next social media platform where we can actually connect with Parashakti and we can ask our questions, we can ask for blessings, we can ask our doubts about our purpose of life, about our destinies, or why we are going through this in our life. So all these kind of questions. The next very beautiful way where you can connect with Parashakti is you can actually go to the official Facebook channel of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam. And if you have not liked and followed the page, you can go ahead and do the first step. You can like and follow Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam. And once you do that, you can go to the live stream when the Parashakti Akashic reading session is happening, and you can go down and you can post your questions or doubts, your requests, your blessings, whatever questions you want to ask Parashakti in the comment section under the live stream. So this is one of the beautiful ways to connect to Parashakti and ask your questions during the live Akashic reading session.
Yes, and if you are a frequent user of Twitter and you only use that platform, there's no need to worry. You can connect with the Sri Nithyananda at Sri Pontiff of Hinduism and be directly connected to Kailasa and the notifications, the programs, the different satsangs, and the temple rituals, the beautiful, elaborate events and celebrations of Kailasa, and be directly connected on your Twitter account. If you spend more time in Twitter and you really like using Twitter, and don't worry, we are on Twitter as well. And if you'd like to today ask to Devi Parashakti and receive blessings, you can ask, and you can tweet your ongoing in Twitter right now. So this is exactly how you can ask your question on at Sri, which is the official handle of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and you can make sure that you are directly connected and you receive the grace of Devi Parashakti today.
So the next social media platform through which we can connect to Parashakti. So most of us will be using the Instagram. So if you go to the official Sri Nithyananda Instagram account, you go ahead and follow Sri Nithyananda on the Instagram. So once you're done with that, you can go down to the Instagram live stream. Under that, you can actually start posting your questions, asking questions to Parashakti for your blessings. So for those of you who are watching this live stream, for watching this program for the very first time, you have the beautiful opportunity to connect to Parashakti, ask your questions in the YouTube channel, in the Facebook, in the Twitter, in the Instagram, and you'll also be moving on to the next platform.
Yes, so if you're not on any of these social media platforms and you have a WhatsApp number, even you can make sure that you ask your questions to Devi Parashakti. Make sure that you go to kailasa.org and you can, in the left-hand side corner of the main official website of Kailasa, you can chat on WhatsApp to the main Kailasa channel, and you can chat and ask your question to be read out and to be answered, graced by Devi Parashakti herself.
Yes. So with that, let us enrich humanity. So let us get ready to receive Devi Parashakti's Bhava Samadhi Darshan and the Akashic reading session today. So with that, we'll be moving on to the next segment of the program after shortly. So thank you everyone. Nithyananda.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support. And we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashians.
Nithyanandam. Welcome back, dear viewers. In the next segment of today's program, we are going to share with you some of the revelations of Devi Parashakti to the world. Devi Parashakti has revealed so many breakthroughs, has revealed so many sacred information that we as humanity can use as a guidance and as a direction to go in our life. And for us to realize things that we have not realized, for us to take responsibility for the things that we need to take responsibility for us to understand the sacred secret of us, the divine, Paramashiva, and the cosmos itself. So now we are going to play a short clip from one of Devi Parashakti's Akashic readings, where Devi Parashakti reveals about the sacred secret of Hindu birth. Let's watch this video.
நன்றாய் கேட்டுக்கொள். உன் கேள்விக்கு உன்மூலமாய் உலகெங்கும் இருக்கும் இந்துக்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் அளிக்கின்றேன் உத்திரம். கேட்டு வாழ்ந்தால் உங்கள் வாழ்க்கை பத்திரம். நன்றாய் கேளுங்கள். பிறப்பின் ரகசியத்தை பிறப்பிலா பெருமை உடைய பரமேஸ்வரி சொல்லுகின்றேன் கேளுங்கள். அண்டஜம், யோனிஜம், ஜலஜம், பீஜம் எனும் 4 விதமான பிறவிகளில் 84,000 யோனிகளில் பிறக்கும் பிறப்புகளிலேயே பெருமை வாய்ந்ததும் உத்தமமானதும் மனித பிறவி. அந்த மனித பிறவியிலும் பலமுறை பிறந்து உழன்று அரசியல், பொருளாதாரம், சுகபோகம், தர்மம், அர்த்தம், காமம் எனும் ஆசைகள், துக்கங்கள், அச்சங்கள் அனைத்திலும் அழன்று உழன்று இனி வேண்டாம் இப்பிறவி, வேண்டுவது மோட்சமே என்று முடிவெடுத்தோர்க்கு மட்டுமே ஹிந்து மத யோனிஜம், ஹிந்து பெற்றோர்க்கு பிறந்திடும் சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம், மனித பிறவி உத்தமம், சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித பிறவி உத்தமோத்தமம். இந்த உத்தமோத்தம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோருக்கும் ஜீவன் முக்த விஞ்ஞானத்தையும் சனாதன தர்மத்தையும் காக்கின்ற கடமையும் உண்டு. அதனால் வருகின்ற நன்மையெல்லாம் அனுபவிக்கும் உரிமையும் உண்டு. இந்த கடமையை செய்வோம் என்று சத்தியம் செய்ததனால்தான் அந்த உரிமை அளிக்கப்பட்டது. பூமிக்கு வந்தபின் மனம் மயங்கி மதிமயங்கி சனாதன தர்மம் காக்க மறந்ததனால் மாயை அவர்கள் உயிரை பறிக்கின்றாள். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மத்தை காப்போம் என்று உறுதி எடுத்தவர்க்கே சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம் அளிக்கின்றேன் யான். உடல் பெற்ற பிறகு ஊழிப் பெருவலியால் அச்சங்களை உதறவிடாது, உதறியும் விடாது சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்தோரை உயிர் வாழத் தகுதியில்லாதவர் பட்டியலில் உடனடியாய் மாயை சேர்க்கின்றாள். அதனால் ராட்சசர்களும் அசுரர்களும் தானாகவே இவர்கள் உயிரை எடுக்கின்றார். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மம் காப்போம் என்று நிற்பவர்க்கு நிலைத்திடும் வீரஸ்வர்க்கமும் கைலாச பதவியும், எக்காரணம் கொண்டும் தர்மம் காக்க மறந்த உத்தமோத்தம ஜனனமான சனாதன ஹிந்து ஜனனம் பெற்ற மக்களுக்கு இல்லை வேறு கதி. சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித ஜனனம் உத்தமோத்தம மனித ஜனனம். உங்கள் உரிமை உலகில் அதிகம், உங்களுக்கு கடமையும் உலகில் பெரிது. தர்மம் காத்தாலே கடமை, தர்மம் காக்காதார்க்கு உயிர் வாழும் உரிமை இல்லை. நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உத்தமோத்தம பிறவியான சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோரும் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் வாழ்வின் முதற்கடமை தர்மம் காத்தல், தர்மம் காக்க தர்மமுங்களை காக்கும். சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்திட்டால் வாழும் உரிமையை நீங்கள் இழந்து விடுகின்றீர்கள். அதற்கு மேல் வாழ்ந்தென்ன அழிந்தென்ன? பூமிக்கு பாரம் குறையட்டும் என்று அசுரர்களும் ராட்சதர்களும் உங்களை உண்டு தீர்க்கின்றார்கள். அதையும் மாயை கண்டு சும்மாவிருப்பாள். ரகசியத்தை, பிறவியின் ரகசியத்தை உலகிற்கெல்லாம் உத்தரமாய்ச் சொல்லிவிட்டேன். புரிந்து வாழ்வில் நடந்து உயிரை பத்திரமாய் பார்த்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அன்னை சொல்லும் அருள் சத்தியம் இது. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
We heard the revelation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, revealing about the sacred secret of Hindu birth. And for those of us who do not understand the language of Devi Parashakti's revelation, which is called Tamil, which is the source language of both Tamil and Sanskrit, we are now going to give a translation, our best effort to translate Devi Parashakti's words into English. So we will now be reading out the translation, our effort. We should say, I cannot say translation, I can only say our effort to translate Devi Parashakti's words as we could. Of course, Devi Parashakti's revelation can never be translated or commented or interpreted, but for the benefit of our viewers who do not understand that pure source language of Tamil and Sanskrit, here we are presenting to you the translation in our best efforts. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Listen. Andajam, Yonijam, Jalajam, Bijam, like this, in 4 types of births, in 84 lakh yonis, in all these births, the most greatest birth of them all is the human birth. Even in that human birth, being born and toiled many times, after getting burnt and toiled in politics and finance, in luxuries, in dharma, artha, kama, and those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting moksha, only those will have Hindu Dharma Yonijam. The Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam of being born to Hindu parents. Human birth is Uttamam. Sanatana Hindu Dharma, human birth is Uttamottamam, best of the best. Who took this Uttamottam birth has a responsibility of protecting the science of living enlightenment and Sanatana Dharma. And also, they have the right of experiencing its benefits. This right was given to them because of their commitment given by them to do this responsibility. After coming to Bhuloka, by getting mentally deluded and forgetting the Dharma of protecting Sanatana Dharma, Maya, she is taking away all of their souls. Understand carefully. I am giving the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam only for those who gave the commitment of protecting Sanatana Dharma, even by giving their life. After getting the body, because of painful deluge, not dropping fear and greed, for those who forgot to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Maya, she will immediately add them all to the list of those who are not worthy of living. Therefore, Rakshasas and Asuras are automatically taking away their life. Understand properly, for those who stand, that even by giving their life, they will protect Dharma, will permanently have Veera Swarga and Kailasa Padavi. For any reason, people who forgot to protect Dharma have the Uttamottama birth of Sanatana Hindu birth. There is no other way for them. Sanatana Hindu Dharma, human birth, is Uttamottama human birth. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Protecting Dharma is responsibility. Those who do not protect Dharma, they do not have the right to live. Understand properly, all those who take the Uttamottama birth, which is Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth, all of you understand. The first responsibility of your life is protecting Dharma. If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. If you forget to protect Dharma, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, you lose the right of living. After that, what bothers whether you live or get destroyed? Asuras and Rakshasas will eat you, so that the burden on earth is reduced. Seeing that, Maya, she will keep quiet.
In the next segment of this program, we are going to share with you about the responsibilities that we as Hindus, born Hindus, need to take. We're going to see this after a short break.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
It is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper offer customized spiritual service, helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Now, in this segment, we are going to share with you the responsibilities Hindus have to take. Just because it is only with that responsibility and commitment we are blessed with this Hindu birth. So when you take birth to Hindu parents, you are born with an innate responsibility to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And in this segment, we are going to share with you the responsibilities that we as Hindus need to take. But before that, we want to give you a short introduction to Hinduism. Hinduism represents the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for global peace, vegetarianism, non-violence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, manifesting spiritual powers, and realizing the inherent divinity of every being.
The Hindu nations were ecosystems where more and more enlightened beings could be produced, so that enlightened civilizations could be kept alive and its great gifts shared with the world.
Now let's see some of the reference of Hindu nations from the Hindu scriptures. The first is the most talked about Hindu nation that was ruled by none other than Bhagavan Rama himself, the Rama Rajya. And this is a direct reference from the Valmiki Ramayana, Yuddha Kanda, chapter 128, verses 99 to 101, where sage Valmiki describes how the great Rama ruled, and at the time of his rule, how was the kingdom and how was the citizens. He says, there were no widows to lament, nor there was any danger from wild animals, nor any fear born of diseases. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did the old people perform obsequies concerning themselves. Every creature felt pleased. Everyone was intent on virtue. Turning their eyes towards Rama alone, the creatures did not kill each other. Now, I just want to bring out to all of our attention how a nation needs to be described, the attributes, the qualities of a nation. Today, if we see the world superpowers, they are declared by, the exchange rate and the purchasing power parity or the economy of this country. However, the countries are not ranked based on their happiness index. The countries are not ranked based on the mental health of people. The countries are not ranked based on how much danger, not just living beings, but all just human beings, but all living beings are facing. The countries are not ranked based on the fear of diseases. The countries are not ranked based on how many people are worthy of themselves. Today, unfortunately, the whole world is moving towards destruction by only talking about economy, wealth, and money, and everything is revolved around it. But that's not what all a nation is about. Here, Rama Rajya, the ultimate perfect example of an ideal nation, where very clearly we are saying even there were no widows, even people do not lament. There was no danger to any wild animals, nor there was any fear born out of diseases. So it doesn't have a disease. There is no fear for any wild animals, and the whole world of bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless. So here, if you see, one is the ideal example of Rama's nation. The second and the most important point that I want to bring out, see, you may say, okay, Rama's nation was 5 years ago and now things have changed, world has changed. Yes, maybe. However, the way the nation needs to be described, what are all the qualities of a nation to say that that nation is an ideal nation? No mental health, no mental health issues, no physical health issues, no danger to any wild animals, and everybody feeling so complete within themselves, every creature feeling pleased. That is how an enlightened civilization the Hindu nations were. Further references from Valmiki Ramayana. Yes, ma, please.
People survived for thousands of years with thousands of their progeny, all free of illnesses and grief. The trees were bearing flowers and fruits regularly without any injury by pests and insects. The clouds were raining in time and the wind was delightful to the touch. Every caste were performing their own duties, satisfied with their own work and bereft of any greed. People were intent on virtue and lived without telling lies. All the people were endowed with excellent characteristics and all were engaged in virtue.
So, how so beautifully the Hindu nation has been described. People are free of illnesses and grief, and trees. See, it not only talks about the happiness index of human beings, it talks about there were no fear for animals, even trees were bearing fruits and flowers, the clouds were raining, and it means a perfect tune with nature. So people lived in complete tune with all the other living beings and creatures, and they lived in complete tune with the nature itself. That is an example of how a nation should be. And because of thousands of years of destruction, we lost such nations. And today, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism is reviving Kailasa to be that ideal enlightened civilization, that enlightened Hindu nation to lead the world into the new world order. Now, it was not just Rama in Ramayana who kept an ideal kingdom. No, even after thousands of years after Rama, Yudhishthira, in the next yuga, an ideal king and ruled an ideal nation. And here we have a reference from Mahabharata, where so beautifully sage Vaishampayana, who is the narrator of Mahabharata, speaks to King Janamejaya, who is the grandson of the Pandavas. So this particular reference is from Mahabharata itself. Ashwamedhik Parva, the 14th Parva, 15th chapter, describes the kingdom of ruled by Yudhishthira. Says the Devas, the gods, they granted the rains to fulfill all the wants. The world became free of all disease. There was no hunger or thirst anywhere. There was no mental suffering. Those without livelihood were given livelihood. There was abundance all around. There was no worldly worries left for anyone, and there was no cause for fear either. Happiness on earth was in fact even greater than in the heavens. So beautifully describes. This is how, dear viewers, if you are watching this from whichever part of the world that you are free to comment in the YouTube comments, and we want all of us to open our eyes. Actually, when I was reading the reference from Ramayana and Mahabharata, it opened my eyes into understanding, oh God, yes, this is how a nation should be run. This is what measures whether the nation is a superpower or not. People not having illnesses. There is no mental suffering anywhere. Is this how we are ranking the countries today? Is this how the world superpowers are being ranked today? No, we don't. We don't even have mental suffering as one of the parameters to see if a country is a superpower or not, or if a country is one of the top developed countries or not. Today we see by the infrastructure. Today we go by the labs and researchers and economic power and purchasing power parity and whatnot. This is how a country is being ranked. It is not being ranked on the happiness index, how people are feeling complete, how many people are living in oneness with the nature, how many people are living without in the space of ahimsa, not creating being a threat for anyone, not creating a fear in anybody. There is no hunger and there is no mental suffering. This is how Hindu nations were. And today, even Hindus, we have forgotten how we lived. And now the 1008th incarnation of Paramashivoham, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, has come down to revive this enlightened civilizational nation on planet Earth, and is doing successfully through Kailasa. And not just that, these Hindu nations contributed in every field. Now we are going to share with you some of the fields in which Hinduism has done exemplary and extraordinary contributions.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
The Hindu nation has contributed in fields such as enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, technology, aviation, dance and music, clothes and jewelry, social systems, judicial system, political system, and legal system.
Today, Hindus, we have forgotten that we had an extraordinary judicial system, political system. We had a Hindu parliament. We had Hindu arts and architecture and technology. We were the top in every field. Now the question is, well, we were such great enlightened civilizational nations. What happened? How did we get destroyed? A quick overview of Hindu Holocaust. So the first phase of the destruction happened during the Islamic invasion of India, which is Islamic invasion of the Vedic civilization, Vedic civilization, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, between 800 to 1700 AD. And the Islamic invasion, actually, they focused on the physical destruction of Hindu civilization and physical destruction of Hindu enlightenment ecosystems. And here is just a short snippet from Will Durant, as he is describing the story of civilization, our Oriental heritage. He says, the Mohammedan conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded with great glee and pride the slaughters of Hindus, forced conversions, abduction of Hindu women and children to slave markets, and destruction of temples carried out by the warriors of Islam during 800 AD to 1700 AD. Millions of Hindus were converted to Islam by sword during this period. Millions more were raped and murdered and dismembered.
Yes, and during the Islamic invasion, Hindus were treated like mud. If silver is demanded from them, they must, with greatest humility, offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit in a Hindu's mouth, the Hindu should open it wide for the purpose. God created the Hindus to be slaves, hath ordained that if the Hindus do not accept Islam, they should be imprisoned, tortured, and finally put to death, and their property confiscated. To keep the Hindus in abasement, in especially a religious duty, because they are the most inveterate enemies of the Prophet. And this was described in the Islamic law prescribed as for Hindus as conveyed by Aluddin Khilji by his legal advisor.
During the Islamic invasion, 200 million Hindus were slaughtered by Muslim invaders, 100,000 temples destroyed, and 1 million deities and sculptures were destroyed. In the words of Kanhade Prabandha in 1456, the conquering armies burnt villages, devastated the land, and plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women of all castes captive, flagged with thongs of rawhide, carried a moving prison with them, and converted the prisoners into ubiquitous Turks. Then we move on to the second phase of the destruction of Hindu civilization. The brutal genocide of Hindus happened during the British occupation. What really happened? Let's see.
The economic and psychological destruction of Hindus during the civilization. Will Durant describes in his commentary about British rule in India. I have seen a great people starving to death before my eyes, and I am convinced that this exhaustion and starvation are due not as their beneficiaries to overpopulation and but to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all recorded history. This is the description of the Bengal famine, which happened during the British occupation in India.
The British Empire used all possible means to destroy civil and cultural institutions in order to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous people of India so that they would become slaves in their own homeland. Some of the strategies, the cunning strategies used by the British were discriminatory laws, feelings of racial inferiority. They engineered famines to starve natives into submission. They annexed Hindu kingdoms to undermine the native rule. They mistranslated Hindu scriptures to instill anti-Hindu narratives. They destroyed the indigenous Gurukul education system. They destroyed local industries and forced the importation of British goods. They banned Indians from owning or producing firearms.
During the British
$45
occupation,
trillion.
Go ahead, Ma.
Esma, please go ahead.
Yeah, during the British occupation, trillion dollars was looted from India over the 200 years. 45 million Hindus died during this due to famine and poverty imposed by British policies and reprisal killings for the 1850s, and 680 native kingdoms usurped by the British Raj. The British
In the words
king...
of Shashi Tharoor,
Sorry, go ahead.
in the words of Shashi Tharoor, the member of the Indian Parliament, he says, the British came to one of the richest countries of the world, and over 200 years of exploitation, looting, and destruction reduced it to a poster child of the third world poverty. And it didn't end there. The destruction of the Hindu civilization continued even after the independence of India, which continued with brown faces, British attitudes, and policies towards India. The words of Jawaharlal Nehru: what a disgusting, savage people we are. Politics, progress, socialism, communism, science before this black religious savagery. India can never be a Hindu republic. These are the words of the first Prime Minister of India, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru.
In the words of B.R. Ambedkar, if the Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. No matter what the Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is incompatible with democracy. Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. And this is the words of the first measure and principal architect of the Indian Constitution.
Even after the independence of India, the modern Indian legal system, academia, media, all systematically undermine, suppress, and delegitimize Hindu institutions and culture. Number one, India's constitution established government control and taxation into temples and schools, while other religions are free from interference. Number two, Articles 26 to 30 of Indian Constitution discriminate against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindu government, like for example, government benefits, scholarships, etc. to non-Hindus. 3. Hindu kingdoms and self-governance was abolished. 4. The anti-social practices. Number 5. The mainstream Indian academics describes Hindus as sexist, racist, backwards, and as oppressors, and the negative media portrayal of Hindus in Bollywood and in television.
The phase 3 of the secular India, media narrative used to stereotype and demoralize Hindus. Consistently portrays as cartoonish, dishonest, corrupt sex fiends in a manner similar to British imperial propaganda. Media narratives are used to shape human consciousness and further British colonial stereotypes portraying Hindus as superstitious, backwards, dishonest, and corrupt are perpetuated by their brown British successors in modern India unabated.
Here you can see in the pictures where in movies, Paramashiva is shown as a laughing stock. Hindu gurus are being portrayed as sexists, and they are womanizers and comedians, and all the heroes will have non-Hindu names, and all the villains, negative characters, they will have Hindu symbols. They'll be wearing Rudraksha, they'll be seen wearing Bhasma, they will have Trishul, and Hindus are made to look as a laughing stock. Hindu deities are abused, Hindu gurus are being laughed at, and Hindu practices are being portrayed as superstitious in the Indian movies in Bollywood, and we Hindus, many of us, without even realizing the subtle damage that is being done to our civilization, we go to the movies and we laugh at ourselves. And it's extremely unfortunate that we do not realize what is being done to us. So it is extremely important that we as Hindus understand the need and the urgency and the survival need for the revival of Hindu nations.
So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanitana, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has described the vision for a Hindu civilization. During the time of Mahabharata, we Hindus had 56 desas, countries, 200 states, 1,700 samsthanas, provinces, and 10,000 sampradayas, traditions. In all 56, we Hindus are persecuted. Now we have lost all of the 56. The last one to fall was Nepal. I am the collective voice of all the persecuted Hindus. I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation built on Vedagamic principles as a refuge for all practicing and aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus.
And on the left, you see a picture of the Hindu nations.
I welcome you all with my love and respect.
Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Sorry for the technical glitch. Now on the left, you actually see a picture of all the regions that are marked in orange. Excuse me. All the regions which are marked orange are Hindu nations. They were Hindu kings and they were Hindu sovereign Hindu territories. And we had about 60 million square kilometers of Hindu territory. Unfortunately, today we have lost every one of them. Today we do not even have. The only Hindu nation with territory that we have today is Kailasa. So Kailasa is the only Hindu nation available on the planet Earth today, sovereign Hindu nation with a territory. Now this revival of Kailasa, the world's only Hindu nation and the Hindu civilizational nation, is for reviving the whole life of enlightened civilization and all the greatest things it has to offer to the world, bringing legitimacy to all the offerings of Hindu Dharma and sharing it with the whole world is the purpose of this Kailasa, the Hindu nation.
The administration of Kailasa is the revival of the cosmic constitution. Kailasa is the model nation of how enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education, economy, everything will be revived as Paramashiva, revealed in the Vedagamas, the Sanatana Hindu scriptures.
Now, Hinduism and the Hindu civilization being one of the most persecuted civilizations, today Hinduism is on the brink of extinction, such that the next generation may know about Hinduism only in history books. What can we do as Hindus to stand up for the Hindu civilization and all that it has to offer to the world?
Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. The preservation and restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without a national identity. So what can we do to save Hinduism?
Whenever Hindu gurus or Hindu organizations, they try to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma under the political structure of a different nation, Hindu gurus and the Hindu organizations have been systematically attacked, persecuted. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been a victim of horrific Hindu Holocaust and assassination attempts and lawfare and hundreds of false cases. The Hindu guru is not even allowed to survive. Forget about reviving Hindu civilization and nation. So it is impossible the revival of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage without a national identity is simply impossible. And that is why it is extremely important that we as Hindus reclaim our Hindu identity. And one of the things we as Hindus miss out is understanding the reason why Hindus are successful all over the world. If we go to Silicon Valley, or if we go to and see the Asia's top 100 richest people, or if we go to the US and if we see the tech giants, and if we see whether it is in Microsoft or Google or Sun, wherever you go, the CEO or the CFO or the person who's leading is a Hindu. So if Hindus are experiencing, if we are having a healthy, wealthy, rich, successful, peaceful, happy, respectable, stable family and the best mental health, if you go to schools in the West, the Hindu kids are outperforming other kids because it's in our DNA, a stable mental setup. It is in our DNA to have the best brains. It is in our DNA to be healthy, wealthy, rich, successful, peaceful, contributing. Wherever Hindus goes, whether it is in Canada or in the US or in Australia or in New Zealand or in UK, Hindus have contributed wherever we went, wherever we immigrated. So if we as Hindus are having a happy, healthy, successful life and having a stable mental setup and a stable family, Hinduism is responsible. Our Hindu identity is responsible. Of the Hindu scriptures are responsible. Now, you as a Hindu, you may not have read the Hindu scriptures, or you may not claim or reclaim your Hindu identity. You may not even know anything about Hinduism. Don't think that Hinduism is not responsible just because you don't know about Hinduism. It is in your very DNA. The Hindus, in their very DNA, we are born with the Hindu knowledge, because the Gotra system is a way of transmitting the knowledge through the DNA. So if you are a born Hindu, born to Hindu parents, understand very clearly, it is the Hindu scriptures which has given us the best mental setup. All the things that we have best in life, the Hindu scriptures are responsible, the Hindu gurus are responsible, Hinduism is responsible.
Yes, Hinduism is responsible for our successful life. Hindus are the richest and most successful ethnic community in the world. Hindu scriptures, Hindu lifestyle, our enlightened masters are responsible for this. Hindu thought currents are responsible for this. And here you can see a newspaper article. Where it describes Hindus being the most educated religious group in the US, according to a Pew study, and studying the college degrees as a marker of success.
It is time we reclaim our Hindu identity. And it is not just because the anti-Hindu elements are being active. It is responsible Hindus, we as born Hindus, we as responsible Hindus being inactive is also equally responsible for the destruction of Hinduism. Let us not feel guilty about what we have not done. Let us take the responsibility now for Hinduism, and we as Hindus, let all the Hindus all over the world, let us reclaim our Hindu identity. So what is the responsibility of Hindus that we have?
It is the responsibility of Hindus to revive this enlightened civilization again and again and give all the gifts of the enlightened civilization to humanity. Revival of the enlightened civilization, the Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is the survival need of humanity.
This is an invitation to all Hindus, all the Hindus, born Hindus, practicing Hindus, those sympathetic towards Hinduism, those who are curious towards Hinduism, wanting to explore and enjoy Hinduism. Come and be a part of this revival that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing to Hinduism and to Sanatana Hindu Dharma through Kailasa. We welcome each and every one of you to be a part of Kailasa. You can become an e-citizen of Kailasa. Join the Kailasa revival, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is taking responsibility to revive the Hindu civilization, and through the Hindu civilization and territorial nation, Kailasa. So with this, we want to invite each and every one of you to come and be a part of Kailasa, become e-citizens of Kailasa, share about Kailasa worldly. Let every Hindu out there become a part of Kailasa, because it is without the political identity, it is impossible. Without the political legitimacy, it's impossible to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And today we have the 1008th incarnation of Paramashivoham with us to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Let all Hindus, let us all join hands in this great revival. So with this, we invite each and every one of you to please sign up to be a part of Kailasa. If you are not yet an e-part of Kailasa, just go to kailasa.org/join.kailasa.org and you can join and become an e-passport holder of Kailasa. You can also go to kailasa.org/free-e-passport. So with that, we're going to play a short promo for how we can become a part of Kailasa before we move on to the next segment.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service, helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuous. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science.
Welcome back. Now, in the next segment of today's program, we are going to share with you how can we relate with Devi Parashakti. See, we just saw about the responsibilities that we as Hindus need to take and how Devi Parashakti revealed in the Parashakti Akashic readings that we, once we are born as Hindus, we are born with a commitment to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, just for awakening us, just for reawakening us to the true purpose of our life and the true purpose of birth itself for the benefit of humanity. Devi Parashakti comes again and again and again, reminding us of what we need to be aware of and constantly taking care of us, protecting us and from all the dangers and blessing us. Sorry for the technical glitch. So it is with a deep devotion and love to Devi Parashakti, we offer our gratitude as she comes again and again to bless us all, to shower us with all the boons. So what are the different ways we can offer to Devi Parashakti? We can offer our gratitude, devotion and love to Devi Parashakti. The first offering we have is that of the E-Hundi offering, which is offering of any amount. It's like how you go to a temple and you offer some money in the hundi. Out of your love, devotion, and gratitude for Devi Parashakti, you can offer any amount. She is beautifully, Lalita Sahasranama says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Vayapaha, Shambhavi Sharada Aradhya, Sharvani Sharmadayini. Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all the fears. So if there is any fear in the minds of the devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. So just pray to Devi Parashakti to protect us all, to shower us with all the boons and with good physical, mental health, and whatever you want to manifest, we can worship to Devi Parashakti. The next offering that we have is that of the Sankalpa chanting. Taitan mohyate vishwam shaiva vishwam prasuyate chaya chitta chavijanam tushta rudhim prayachati. The goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. The goddess, being prayed without interest in anything, gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. So the 12th chapter, the 34th verse of Devi Mahatmyam, Offering of the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution, blesses the person offering with all the fruition of the desires and the wishes that she is earning for. So the Sankalpa chanting is where you pray to Devi Parashakti and request her blessings in your life. It is just $1. So it is made in such a way that every one of us can have our names chanted in the Sankalpa mantra, the conscious resolution that we take to receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti. And if you would like to make this offering, you can go to tiny.cc/Devi-offerings to make this offering. The next offering that we have is that of the gold coin offering to Devi Parashakti, the Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu. And in the gold coin, the different Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the imperishable qualities of Devi Parashakti will be inscribed on that coin. And you can offer that coin to Devi Parashakti. The cost of offering a gold coin to Devi comes in 3 different sizes. $75 is for a smallest size, and $151 and $251 for different sizes. Offering of a gold coin to Devi Parashakti, inscribed with each of the 1008 names, and receive the blessings to have the to manifest the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti. The next offering we have is that of the Mukta Agar ring with a pearl. The Meenakshi Paratram Muktaharalasatkirita Ruchiram Purnendu Vakta Prabham Sinchannu Purakinkini Manidaram Padma Prabhabasuram Sarvabhishta Palapradam Girisudam Vani Ramasevitam Meenakshim Pranadosmi Santatamaham Karunyavaram Nidhim. I vow to Goddess Meenakshi, whose crown is the garland of pearls and face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by Goddess Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to Goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. Offering of the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl, to receive blessings to be showered by her compassion and pure love in all your business endeavors. The next offering that we have is that of Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus. Now, the lotus is very sacred in the Hindu tradition. In so many scriptures, there is a reference to the lotus that is being made, and in many pujas, we offer the lotus flower, the lotus garland, the lotus pericup. Lotus is considered a divine flower. And so offering of the golden lotus, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, you wish to and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and the very being of Devi in your inner space amidst any or every adverse situation in your life. So tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. The next offering that we have to Devi Parashakti is that of the Swarna Meti, which is a golden touring. The Lalita Sahasranama beautifully says, Nakadhi Diti Samchanna Namachana Tamoguna Patmatvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruha. The Devi, you whose brightness from the toenails destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of the devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. So the Swarna Meti, offering of the toe ring to Devi Parashakti, adorning her sacred feet to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of our life. Next offering we have is that of the Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry, Sudha Sara Bhivarshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara, she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry, represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is fully opened. The offering of the Swarna Meti, the golden toe ring, is $750, and offer the Swarna Meti, adorning her sacred feet, to be in the space of deep gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of our life. The next offering we have is that of the Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry, Sudha Sara Bhivarshini, she who makes nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara, she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry, represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is fully opened. Offer the Swarna Mangtika to Devi Parashakti to receive the blessings and achieve the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and deep devotion. And to be in the space of complete completion. The next offering that we have is that of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. The most sacred form of worship is the worship of the feet of the Guru. That is the culmination. Any puja that you do, any prayer that you do, any deity you worship, at the end of the day, you'll have to come, all of them direct you to the feet of the Guru. So Paramashiva himself in the Guru Gita says that Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Padam. The source of all the worship is worshipping the feet of the Guru. So let us all offer our gratitude at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji. We have the Guru Purnima coming up on the 24th of July. That is that day every disciple, no matter what, every disciple has to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swamiji. So offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja blesses the Yajman with all the auspiciousness and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is $1,008. And we also have the Vastra Seva, which is also offered during the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So Vastra Seva is offering of the cloth to Devi Parashakti, the divine cloth to Devi Parashakti. And the ritual that you will be performing is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja ritual. And in the Pratyaksha Pada Puja ritual, the Vastram offering will also be done. So it is $1,008. Go to tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. So the various different offerings that you can avail are the E-Hundi offering, the Sankalpa chanting for $1, and Devi Sahasra Nama Swarna Kasu, the gold coin, the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus offering, the Swarna Meti, the golden toe ring, the golden hairline jewelry, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the Vastra Seva. And how can you go ahead and register for these offerings? Now, if you want to make these offerings and you are interested in the offering, you have the intention to offer these offerings, but you need help in manifesting, then you can register in tiny.cc/Bhavasamadhi. If you are ready to go ahead and make the payment for these offerings, then you can go to tiny.cc/Devi-offerings and go ahead and make the payment. And after you make the payment, you will have to let us know the names of your family members to be blessed in the Sankalpa. So you can go to tiny.cc/Sankalpa 2021. So now I'll give you a few minutes for you to go ahead and register yourself while we take you through a walkthrough of the different sites. How can you go ahead and make the online payment for now? Okay, so if you go to tiny.cc/Devi-offerings, you will come to this particular site. Here you can choose any of the offering that you would like to make. let's say we take the Devi Sahasranama Swarna Kasu, $75. You click on add to cart. And when you click on add to cart, it takes you to the next page. And in the next page, you can click on proceed to checkout. Just check what you want to offer and click on proceed to checkout. And when you click on proceed to checkout, it asks you to enter your billing details, your card details, enter all of that. Click on I have read and agree to the terms and conditions and click on process order. So it's very, very simple and straightforward, which is tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. The link is projected also in the scroll in the bottom of the screen. And after you finish the online payment, you have to go to tiny.cc/Sankalpa 2021. And here is where you enter the names of your family members. So you go ahead and accept the disclaimers in the top part, enter your payment details, and then enter your details, and then choose what is the program that you're offering this, making this offering within. So here we will choose Parashakti Akashic, Devi Parashakti Akashic reading. And you come down and you click on next. When you click on next, it takes you to the next page where you will be given a list of offerings. You can choose which offering you want to do. And then you can move on to the entering the names of your family members whom you want to be blessed during this offering. And another very easy way to make an offering is that of the YouTube live chat. Now, while you're watching us on YouTube, right next to the live chat screen, right next to the live video on YouTube, we have a live chat screen. Below the live chat screen, we have a dollar symbol. And if you click on the dollar symbol, it gives you three options. The first option is to join the channel. You can click and choose which of the membership options that you want. Only the members of the channel will be able to submit questions on YouTube during the live Devi Parashakti Akashic readings. If you're not a member, you can submit the question for free in any of the other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, etc. And then the super chat option where you can offer any amount. It can be as less as just $1, just an offering of gratitude. And every time you come and have the darshan, always have the habit of making any small offering. Even it can be just $1 or even 1 rupee is fine. But make a habit of always making some contribution, some dakshina at the feet of the Guru and offering your gratitude. The third is the super sticker option where you can choose any of the animated stickers, emojis that are there, and you can go ahead and make the offering. So these are the different ways that you can make your offerings to Devi Parashakti. Now we'll be moving on to the next segment of today's program after a short break.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasa Sarvanyapitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happen. This is a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet Earth. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanyapitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibility manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved.
Nithyanandam. And now we will go into Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassy's readiness for COVID care protection centers. One can see here, one needs to really understand the statistics in the world today, what the world is going through, to really internalize and appreciate what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is exhorting every one of us to do, what Devi Parashakti is imploring each and every one of us to do. Save your life till the end of the year. That is the only priority. This is the singular ordainment of Devi and Bhagwan. Why so? One can see here the status of the world today. This graph is from kff.org, which is publishing the statistics of how younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety or depressive disorder, or both, during this COVID-19 pandemic. You see here the ages 18 to 24, 56% of the youth facing either anxiety or depressive disorder. The ages 25 to 49, about 50%. So practically the entire below 50 generation, more than 50% impacted. And the elder generation also not far behind, at the ages 50 to 64 segment being about 40% impacted with anxiety and or depressive disorder. And the really elderly people at 65 plus, close to 30%. So the entire population of the world impacted over 30% at least, right up to going almost to 60%, with very serious concerns like anxiety and or depressive disorder. You can see here the average share of the adults reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorder. This comparison is just between 2019 and 2 years later, that is this year in 2021. The NHIS has released the statistics of 11% is the number that was impacted with anxiety disorder and or depressive disorder in 2019. And this data is also supported by the 2 years later data, which is the US Census Bureau Household Pulse Survey, which shows that in 2021, a whopping 41% people, 4 times the number of people of 2019 being impacted by anxiety and or depressive disorder. One can see here the share of the adults reporting the symptoms by age factor, how the graph looks. And just a poll of how are you feeling run with the employees of, in this case, of a company. Here it's published in hrexecutive.com, and the employees, what they feel, the source of the data being MetLife, it says that 34% of the employees feel, 22% feel discouraged, 19% distracted, and 17% depressed. Now, that's not at all something which one could call a healthy work-life culture. The work life itself being totally imbalanced, where instead of looking at factors like success, ambition, and even as philanthropic and noble factors, none of them seem to be center stage. In fact, it is the other way around. It's quite concerning that most of the employees are feeling that more than half the time at work, they are actually facing psychological issues and mental issues, right from distraction to getting burnt out and feeling stressed, tired, and discouraged. One can see here the Stress in America 2020, where the American government itself has done these studies. The American Psychological Association has actually released this data that nearly 8 in 10, to be more precise, 78% say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their life. Nearly 7 in 10, 67% say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. Now, that's what the government is actually calling a national mental health crisis, because more than 70% of the people experiencing stress in their life as a way of life, as literally as a part of their life. And that is singularly because of the COVID-19 pandemic and due to no other reason. And 1 in 4 essential workers, that is a very concerning 25%, have been diagnosed with mental health disorders since the start of the pandemic. So imagine, so this data is from apa.org, and one can imagine the essential workers, the ones who are our front line of defense against this COVID-19 pandemic, because they really need to be at the forefront to help people battle this crisis in multiple levels, at the physical level, medical level, psychological level, and they themselves are getting impacted, with 25% of them actually being diagnosed with mental health disorders. So it is what one can call a complete breakdown of the system in all levels, be it at the family level, at the company level, in the work-life level, or even in the medical level, where this whole problem, the whole crisis, is a medical crisis. And COVID-19 could exacerbate doctors' existing mental health burden. This is what ABC News is flashing, where more than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19. So we saw that 25% of them are actually having mental health disorders. And then on the physical level, more than 60,000 healthcare workers in the United States have contracted COVID-19 and 300 have died. This is from the CDC data. The Journal of Medical Regulation goes on to say an estimated 300 to 400 physicians die by suicide every year. And the JAMA Network Open says that of the health workers who treated patients during China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression, 45% showed signs of anxiety, according to the preliminary research. The self-reported mental health among pregnant women and new mothers says before the COVID-19 pandemic, 15% would face depression due to at the time of pregnancy, and 29% would face anxiety. And right during this COVID-19 pandemic, a whopping 41% almost facing depression and 72% facing anxiety. Needless to say, this would result in all kinds of issues, not only for the pregnant women, the nursing mothers, but also for the offspring who comes to life with this kind of a stress syndrome in the mother's womb. The US cases of depression have tripled during the COVID-19 pandemic. A large study finds a dramatic increase in the number of adults in the United States reporting symptoms of depression during the COVID-19 pandemic. The number of adults experiencing depression in the US has tripled, according to a major study. Researchers estimate that 1 in 4 US adults are now reporting experiencing symptoms of depression. Before the pandemic, 8.5% of US adults reported being depressed, and that number has risen to 27.8% as the country struggles with COVID-19. So this is again from the American Psychological Association. And here we can see the number of employees in the United States feeling burnt out. The statistics showing 76% of the US employees are currently experiencing worker burnout, 57% say worries about the COVID-19 have been a contributing factor. 33% say worries about political issues have contributed to their burnout. So one can see here almost double the number of people, when it's about just about 30% having concerns about the political system, a whopping close to 60% are concerned that their stress cause is actually because of just singularly the COVID-19 pandemic. And the COVID-19's impact on the mental health shows 78% of the global workforce says the pandemic has negatively affected their mental health. 85% say their mental health issues are causing sleep deprivation, poor physical health, reduced happiness at home, strained family relationships, or isolation from friends. 68% of people would prefer to talk to a robo over their manager about stress and anxiety at work. 76% of workers believe their company should be doing more to protect the mental health of the workforce. The youth segment, the young workers are hit the hardest, as one saw in the previous statistics. Also, the age groups from 22 to 25, 89% being hit, 26 to 37, about 83%. And then the next group from 38 to 54 is 73%, and 55 to 74, again, not very far behind, is 62%. The younger respondents were more likely to say that the pandemic has had a negative effect on their medical health. This source of data is from Oracle and Workplace Intelligence. One can see here exactly what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been warning about for the last more than 3 years, when he is saying that the corona pandemic, when it comes, the pralaya, when it happens, this is not going to be something that's going to be over very quick, and it is going to take its toll, because it is not just a physical ailment, a viral pandemic. It is also going to impact human beings on a very fundamental level, right from their mental health, their psychological wellness, and that is what is going to cause the ripple effect of all the damage that we are seeing today in the world. Whether it is being readiness for quarantine, a lot of these factors, as we can see here, mental health arising from people feeling concerned, stressed, frustrated. And we saw at the start of the first wave of the pandemic how people were actually rebelling, even going anti-life by saying that we do not want to face the quarantine and we would rather die than be in quarantine. Now, only Kailasa and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have solutions for all these problems which the world has been facing, and no medical fraternity, no government has a solution to. Number one, how to save oneself physically from this COVID-19 pandemic. And second, how to save oneself from the mental health breakdown that one faces and the whole world is facing to such a large extent, to the numbers of practically over 50% of the entire population being impacted by these very mental issues and psychological problems. The solution, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Devi Parashakti reveal, be a part of the enlightenment spiritual ecosystems, the de facto spiritual embassies, specifically in India, because the Kirimi Bhojanam or the hell has already landed here. These de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa would provide protection on multiple levels, because it's a multi-layer quarantine facility being enabled and provided to one and all. And secondly, because of the huge spaces in the de facto spiritual embassies, one does not feel the frustration and the claustrophobic feeling, which otherwise a quarantine facility leads one to face the further brunt of the repercussions of the side effects of the claustrophobic feeling. Needless to say, the mind already being impacted and stressed and worried about and depressed about the physical onslaught of the COVID-19 pandemic. So the only solution, as one can see right from all these statistics and the data, why the multi-layer quarantine facility and Kailasas in India are mandatory for one to not only save one's life, but also to practically retain one's sanity, and not just that, but actually experience, even in this time of a global pandemic and a crisis, the opportunity to experience the quantum leap to super consciousness, which is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is leading humanity into. So having said this, we'll go right into what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been doing to prepare the world, not only how to tide over this global pandemic, but also to push humanity into the quantum leap into super consciousness. So what all he has been doing right from the most auspicious happening of his on planet Earth, we will see in just a few minutes after a short break.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. I can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism. The principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in our own home, wherever wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist. Not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually, the spiritual prosperity. Will happen to the whole planet Earth. We all have to coexist together.
What I mean by the word E-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself. In your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist. Not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
All powerful cognition.
So now we're going to see the contributions from Kailasa's services in combating the pandemic fatigue and other mental disorders for youth. The Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship, and in collaboration with the Department of Human Services, and each of Kailasa's temple ecosystems consider the right of happiness, right of bliss, to be the highest fundamental right of all the humans. The ultimate goal for Hinduism and Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the material and spiritual well-being and prosperity of humanity. Kailasa is a place where everything related to superconsciousness is revived. All the sampradayas, all the spiritual ecosystems created for enlightenment will be revived and established in such a way it never gets lost again. They are forever serving the humanity. Contributions from Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship, and also the Department of Human Services, how they have empowered the humanity with the super is the peacekeepers of Kailasa and participants of Paramashivoham meditation workshop take part in the celebrations of fasting ceremony in Virdi. And what you're seeing here is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducting the Nithyananda Purana Convention Program, a meditation workshop in 2006. And on the same year, 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducting the Nithyananda Purana Convention Program in St. Peter's Engineering College in Chennai. And the same year, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the peacekeepers of Kailasa embarked the Himalayan Yatra, traditional sacred pilgrimage to Himalayan mountains and up the River Ganga. And what you see here is on 2011, the temple ecosystem of Tiruvannamalai serves as a driving factor in maintaining the lifestyle of wealth, health, and well-being for denizens of Tiruvannamalai. You see, peacekeepers of Kailasa and participants of Paramashivoham meditation workshop take part in modern traditional puja or the ritualistic worship. And here you see the peacekeepers of Kailasa and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism voluntary contribution of physical service towards the cleaning and construction of the sacred Hindu temple Adi Kailasa. And just by his hard work and persistence, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established the Kailasa ecosystems around the world in almost in all the continents, radiating the superconscious evolution for the humanity. And what you're seeing here is right way back in 1994 itself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, how he received the Kailasa in Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala Sarvanya Peetham, and how he revived the same Arunachala Sarvanya Peetham in 27, you can see, Thousands of visitors and delegates receiving the Diksha, initiation, and the learning the Kalpataru, the workshop to manifest your reality in Tiruvannamalai. March 11th, 2017, thousands arrived to celebrate the enlightenment ecosystem and to traditionally meet the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in Tiruvannamalai. See glimpses of the different Kailasas ecosystems that are established around the world, right from Los Angeles, Ohio, and then you have California, San Antonio, and then you see St. Louis, Missouri. Then we have the temple ecosystem in Phoenix, then Houston. Then you will also find these temple ecosystems being to Canada. And now we're going to see these temple ecosystems play a central role in ensuring the pandemic fatigue is in combating the pandemic fatigue as youth. One of the components that these temple ecosystem beautifully provide is the spiritual routine during Brahma Muhurta, and how the spiritual routine and Brahma Muhurta helps in its effectiveness in overcoming the pandemic fatigue. Now, let us see celebrations due by Devi Parashakti, where Devi Parashakti on 12th of May 2021, she revealed that I came as Nijavatara and I am blessing you, listen. To do good to all of you, I have taken the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. Listen, time after time, Bharadam is Jnana Bhumi, where enlightened beings come. We cannot make the Jnana Bhumi as infertile. Enlightened beings have to come. They have to live, it has to flower. Few hypocrites, because they are stuck in delusion, we cannot sacrifice the world. Cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save the cosmos from being destroyed, that is called Adi Kailasa. The ship I did to protect the beings from Pralaya is Adi Kailasa. Because of the conspiracy of Drohis and enemies' rule, the captain has to leave the ship. 12 years, knowing the great deluge that is going to be Aushadas, by this Guru Purnima, that Jnana Rasavadam Navapashana is going to flower. Allow people to come and take a dip in Navapashana flower. People, whoever comes and dips in Vaidya Sarovar, they will not have their dip. They will not. Crores and crores of people will come by every day. They will come and dip in Anandalingam. Listen well to my words. For India, I made the ship as protection. The Nithyananda Navapashana Lingam and Vaidya Sarovar. Go to Adi Kailasa. O Indians, listen. All those regretting losing the Nithyananda Nijavatara, without confusion and without taking just as a lip service, go to Adi Kailasa. They are looking for health, Navapashana, water feast, and medicine. To get health and protection and enlightenment. To protect India from this great destruction, I, Parashakti, made this huge ship. Even if the captain is not there, ship is there. When the first countries closed their border during this massive global emergency, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has opened the embassies of Kailasa, one all without exception. These de facto spiritual embassies offer free food, free accommodation, free internet services, and more than anything else, the spiritual incubator, Adi Kailasa, that is going to protect them from all the impacts of Pralaya. It's open for free, unconditionally to one and all, to protect and save the humanity. The ship is not there, the ship is there. It is the grace and compassion of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to open his doors of Kailasa to one and all without any exception. So join us in kailasa.org/Kailasa Care and register yourselves opportunity. The free COVID care centers that are opened across India includes the Adi Kailash in Bidadi, Bangalore, Selam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Thiruvannamalai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Rajapalayam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Puduvai Adinam in Puducherry, Pattanam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Sirahapadi Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad, Madurai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Avattipalayam in Erode, Tamil Nadu, Hosur Adinam in Tamil Nadu, and Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. Multiple free COVID care centers are opened across India that offers the various social services, spiritual services, and more than anything else, the revelations of Devi Parashakti, how she prepares the humanity to combat the Pralaya. And the number of social services that are offered during the COVID in the factor spiritual embassies include: number one, medical care, that includes allopathy services, Ayurveda and Siddha medicine. Number two, infrastructure to accommodate thousands. Then accommodation for multi-layered quarantine facilities and emergency ambulance, which is IC1. Personal protective medical equipment, food security management through food banks, and then we have organic farming. So you have the opportunity for us to, for everyone to join us in COVID Care Protection Centers, which is kailasa.org/kailasacare, KAILASA.org/kailasacare for everyone to join. Few minutes to join, and we'll take a. We'll be right back.
Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation. Paramashivoham, you so ask to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space.
understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga-centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and you are reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivapada, Sayujya. Intensely, life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashiva Padam, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth, grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space.
Next, we have the spiritual routine that is being practiced in this COVID care protection centers and how this spiritual routine protects you from pralaya. Members of Kailasa's Protective Preventive Multi-Layered Quarantine Initiative take part every day in morning spiritual routine here in Adi Kailasa Sarvangapeetham. The morning spiritual routine consists of Nithyananda Yoga, Panchakriya, Nithyananda Pratyakshapada Puja, Kashayam, which is a herbal drink in the morning, followed by the Nitya Satsang. Tune your biological clock to the spiritual practices because the chemistry you enjoy really matters. That decides the kind of plane of the universe, the dimension of universe you're going to experience, Kailasa or Patala, Swarga or Naraga. Morning spiritual routine is the direct path to Kailasa. So in Kailasa COVID care protection centers, this morning spiritual routine is inspired to all the participants for them to directly achieve the path of Kailasa. And why this morning spiritual routine happens in Brahma Muhurta? What is Brahma Muhurta? Brahma Muhurta is a period of 2 Muhurtas, time unit of 48 minutes, about 1.5 hours before dawn. Time for spiritual practices like prayer and meditation. According to Ayurveda, the time between 4:24 a.m. and 5:11 a.m. is known as the Brahma Muhurta. The very first written verse in any Ayurvedic textbook always explains about the daily regimen that has to be followed for health and well-being and to also experience longevity in your life. The Ashtanga Hridayam, the scripture beautifully talks about health and for achieving long lifespan as desired. The benefits of waking up in Brahma Muhurta at this time, a high level of prana, which is necessary for the body, is adequately present in the atmosphere, and the activities of the entire world, and especially the living beings, are yet to be started. Hence, the pollution is very at its minimum. The cheerful atmosphere has a considerable effect on the mind and body, especially when the world is fighting with the issues of restoring the immunity once you're exposed to COVID-prone air in the outside world. For you to boost your immunity, this spiritual routine, especially doing it in Brahma Muhurta, simply has a tremendous effects in your body. Ayurveda has given a deep thought to the daily routine, which aligns our day-to-day life perfectly to express our maximum potential and capabilities. This starts with getting up in the morning. The quality of our waking up decides the energy level for the day. A peaceful, fresh start is always better to a dull, lethargic start with a heavy feeling. Tuning our biological clock to the rising and the setting of sun is the best way for reversing the aging process. Waking up during Brahma Muhurta puts us in the perfect synchronization to the natural clock. We also have Panchakriyas, which activates almost all the vital systems in the body: digestive, respiratory, circulatory, and the nervous vital systems. These spiritual routine and the impact of practicing the spiritual routine during this Brahma Muhurta is truly appreciated by the participants, especially the COVID Care Protection Center participants who have joined us in Adi Kailasa. So we have many more exciting updates from the COVID Care Protection Centers of Adi Kailasa. So we welcome each and every viewer to avail this opportunity during this pralaya. It is so important to protect yourself and your loved ones. So we welcome every viewer to register yourself in kailasa.org/Kailasa Care for you to join us in these COVID Care Protection Centers. Thank you one and all for watching this segment. And next we're going to have the Power Manifestation segment. Before we join in the Power Manifestation segment, please stay tuned and we'll be right back.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. World should be Kailashians.
I want the whole world to know hint some great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailas is proper customized spiritual service, helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever system, literally.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I've added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Beautifully, Bhagwan explained what is power manifestation is raising your frequency to the conscious space. Now, Bhagwan gives science of power manifestation. Science of power manifestation, it is a science because each one of you can manifest and it is repeatable. It is authentic, time-tested and scientific and foolproof. The pramanas, the evidences, always we start with the evidences that a human can experience the superconscious breakthrough. And each of the powers, how the evidences have clearly given for us to understand that we can manifest the powers of Paramashiva following these beautiful steps. Shastra Pramana, the evidences from the Shastras, the scriptural references for each of the powers. Eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. The Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramana are the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamas, Alvars, Siddhas, so many of them. All of them are authority of Hinduism, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva, which is scientific and foolproof. Atma Pramana, Bhagavan himself, account of his divine holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan himself played the Leela, each of the Leela, to make us understand a human can experience the superconscious breakthrough. And it is very simple for each one of us to have these experiences and more start living as superconscious being, conscious being. Shakshi Pramana, the Pramana, evidences of the experience of millions of disciple devotees followers like all of us who have experienced the power, all the powers of Paramashiva and initiated by Bhagavan himself. Bhagavan has beautifully said, whoever comes to the Kailash Kotiyar manifesting power group simply will manifest all my powers and simply I will manifest through them. Bhagavan's blessing. And Pratyaksha Pramana, measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Again and again, Bhagavan clearly shows that whoever experience these powers, these are Shakti because they go into the thoughtless space and connect to Paramashiva, experience the oneness with consciousness, manifest as reality. Bhagavan has beautifully given this as a science for all of us to understand how we can have a breakthrough. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana.
Avatara.